I can go look.
Jai, if you send me a Facebook message with your email address, I'll forward them to you.
Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna be useful for a second. Here we go. Look at, I found them 2 days ago. Here they are. There's some files. Here, I'm gonna send them over to you, Jai, before we're live on the radio. Right now, we're just live on the YouTube.
Live on the Facebook.
Live on the Facebook and YouTube. I'm emailing you the commercials so we can make a legitimate radio show.
Out of focus.
Sweet.
You're doing the Sasquatch thing. You have to go out of the camera and then come back in, and then it'll find you again. That's my.
Hold your hand up.
That worked when you.
Hold your hand up. Hold your hand up to the camera.
No, not like by your face, by the camera.
By the camera, so it can autofocus. No, it's not autofocusing.
There.
No, it's not. Yeah,
it just wants you back farther. I don't know. Now it's in focus, but if you like lean forward,
there,
perfect. You know, I call it like middle stare, where like your eyes kind of get tired and you find yourself like you were looking at a thing, but now you're looking somewhere either past it or like somewhere in between them or it and you. Yes. It's like your camera's doing a middle stare. It's just kind of like looking somewhere in between. There you go. And now I'll figure it out.
The plastic bag was in front. The plastic bag covering the ice pack was in front of the camera.
Oh, is your camera back up and running?
No. This is the replacement camera, which also has to have an ice pack.
What's going on with your guys' cameras? Facebook user says you're challenged like JC.
Evidently.
Oh, it autofocused. There you go.
It's trying. It's working. It's working on it.
It's working. Yeah.
Let me do this thing. I want to get we're gonna make a radio show here, everybody. It's coming. Trust me. And we got a fun topic today because like we got to work on my business a little bit. I love to work on everybody else's business. Today we're gonna like work on mine, and I need Angela's help, so it'll be perfect. We got Zig in the house. We got Jake Dell in the house. What's up? Angela, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, even though I just saw you like a couple weeks ago, but it's just like travel.
And we didn't have a show last week.
No, because I was like on an airplane. Although that would be sweet to go live from an airplane and then everybody around me would just get annoyed because I'm really loud. Chad Murray, who never makes it on the show anymore because he has a coaching client during this call. He's down in Dallas. And so when I was down there for a convention last week, he and I went out for some steaks and just hanging out and catching up. And like, I'm loud and swear too much. And Chad is louder and swears more. And so if you can imagine the two of us at a bar together, like we got enough dirty looks to just like mop up the whole joint. We had the bartender came up and was like knocking in front of him. He got yelled at first. She was banging in front of him. She's like, "Hey bud, we got some younger folks around. Can you like tone it down with the F-bombs?" And it's like, it's one thing that you're swearing, but it's another thing when you're as loud as Chad and I are, that when you're F-bombing, you're like everybody in the entire restaurant is hearing you F-bomb. And so Chad started us off and, oh, look at here. Look at this guy checking in from the road.
Good thing the bar doesn't have scare doors.
Rob's in the house buying a new shop. Always up to just something crazy.
Yeah.
Are you like right now you're going to buy a new shop? Like right now?
No. But I mean, you're always buying one, right? Like it's the whole process. And then I'll change it to bought a shop when I have bought the shop. Oh, Angela, you're drinking Corona. Angela having a Corona?
Yeah. It's my new this show drink.
It's my new this show drink. I like that. My new this show drink for this week is a big whiskey and Coke because I was kind of like getting sleepy on my last coaching call. I was like, I need a little caffeine here. So yeah, it's my midday caffeine.
Not putting a little caffeine in.
JC in the house.
Oh no!
Now you're gonna need another Corona. Now you're really gonna need another Corona. There's not much left of that one.
Hey guys, I remember doing Zoom calls with JC and both of us in the same Conquer group and drinking beer during it because it was the off season and JC was stressed AF, and I miss those days of just having a beer at the shop. But yeah,
I always have a beer at the shop, but my shop is also my spare bedroom in front of this green screen. So my shop's a little different.
Angela's beer is gone. We need to go live on the radio too.
Oh yeah, we got to hit the radio. Yeah, thanks, Jai. Thanks for reminding me that we're making a radio show. All right, I'm
7 minutes in.
Yeah,
I was like, I haven't actually danced like for real yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good call. All right, Jai's ready.
Hey, we saw that dancing on the driveway.
Hold on. Everybody be quiet. I got to get us live on the radio, and Jai's got to play some music so we can act like we're starting a show. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, now it's a show. Now it's a radio show. Now it's official. Jacob Bell said, I'm looking rather dapper today. You know, me and my regular cotton t-shirt with a bow and arrow set up on it. Dressing up like I do. Oh, it's good to be back. It's good to be back on a Wednesday. Kind of sad I missed last week. Between a couple travels recently, I've been a little bit aloof. It's good to be back. The business is growing like crazy, and so today, instead of me like teaching and coaching and laying out all these cool things for y'all, I need some help today. My business is growing like crazy, and I need to prioritize, and mostly I need Angela's help. And I got to digress a little bit because Angela has already helped me like immensely with my business. I've got two like full speed ahead bookkeepers from Angela that are working for me, and we got number 3 that started Monday. And just because I wanted to, which like I kind of feel bad for, because my schedule, like I started 2 people Monday, her and then Amy, who's going to be kind of an onboarding specialist for us in the short term here. Like I started them and I was like, hey, welcome to the team. My schedule is like fully booked all week. So here's your teammates, and everybody just kind of helped these 2 new people out. It's kind of what it feels like this week, because it's just crazy. My next like 2 to 3 weeks are like that. It's just chaos, and my schedule is already maxed out, which then kind of leads me to this point of like, why the hell don't I have an admin yet, Angela? What's wrong?
Yes.
What's
we
wrong
have
with
one for you because we have one all picked out.
Because you already know. It is it's so funny to me, and I know I'm not the only one. I think we all kind of share this, where it's like there's things we know we need to be doing in our business, and we just like don't do it sometimes. Like we either procrastinate on it, or we don't pull the trigger on it fast enough, and then we regret it later. And I think I've been talking to Angela about getting me an admin for 3 months, and instead of doing it proactively, which like not to defend myself, but maybe.
But you're going to.
But I'm going to defend myself a little bit. That's like when you say no offense and then you totally offend somebody. I'm going to defend. No defense.
With all due respect, Dan.
Yeah. But let me be wildly disrespectful right now. But I think like monetarily, you're always looking at like, when's the right time to spend the money on that thing, right? And so we do that as business owners. We forget that we're like putting this thing in place, and yeah, it's going to cost us some money, but it's going to enable us. Ooh, I hear myself. What's Rob doing over there? He's switching like from one audio to another audio. But I kind of like fell in that trap. There you go. I fell in that trap of, it's like, this business is growing, but I'm making investments in it. And so cash flow comes and goes quickly as you're growing a business. We all know it's expensive to grow a business. And so I've been like waiting to get an admin person for no good reason other than I'm like, is it too soon? And then I talk to tons of business owners, and I coach business owners, and I'm like, man, it's never too soon to have an admin. And yet I'm sitting here like waiting to bring on an admin. What the hell's wrong with me, Angela? Besides the obvious stuff. Besides like the super obvious stuff of what's wrong with me.
Well, you recognized and knew it was time a couple months ago. Let's talk about getting me an admin. And then it accelerated. And then, yeah, you just had stuff and trips, so you weren't ready to onboard them. But lucky for you, not lucky, you did. We've talked about it a lot.
Skillfully for me, I'm friends with people that can help.
We searched. Yeah, we have a really special one for you. Most of the time when we're finding team members, we're going out and finding new ones, right? And so there's a large vetting process. I mean, we have tons of applicants, but large vetting process and referral, and like making sure they're going to be a great fit, skill wise, personality wise, trust wise, all the things. But we have an admin, because very rarely, like it always works with people, and people like, so we don't have internal people, but very rarely we have someone that we've worked with internally that we know is awesome, that's been on projects, and I saved one for you.
You just knew. You were like, yeah, it's just a matter of time. Better keep an eye on Dan. At what point were you gonna call me and tell me like, Dan, you need to do this? And you were gonna tell me rather than me say, hey, Angela, can you help me now? Like what would have been the cutoff? Like tomorrow?
Maybe. And I don't know all your process. You've grown quick, and I don't know, what your, everyone's different of what their process is and what they need an admin for.
And I think that was probably what was causing me to drag my feet the most, is I'm like, I don't really know what my process is yet. I just go and I build it as I go, and it's a little bit chaotic, and that's kind of how I do things. And I know that is not how you grow a successful business. I'm well aware of that. And I just hope I hire people that are good at building systems and processes, because I am not the system and process person. So thank God that I work with nerdy bookkeepers, accountants, and usually they're pretty good at systems and processes, so I don't have to be. But on the admin side, like, they're going to be a resource for me. They're going to be a resource for our team and for our clients. And so I feel like I have to do more work of like thinking of how I'm going to get them up to speed and what they can help with and all that stuff. And the overwhelmingness of what am I going to do and how am I going to keep them busy and what systems and processes do I need them on? I think like that is what more than anything, what causes me to drag my feet. Cause I'm like, I just don't know what they're going to do. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm spending 30 minutes trying to bill clients that we're doing onboarding for. And I'm thinking, oh, I should rewrite these email templates. And then I got to follow up and do this intro email for a new client. And then every time I do something, I'm like, oh, I could totally have an admin person do that. Oh, I could totally have an admin person do that. So like my whole day is spent doing shit that an admin person would probably do more timely and better than I would. But yet I'm like, when am I? I don't even know what I'm going to have him do. When am I going to get him up to speed on this stuff? I'm just in that track.
That's where we use a awesome screenshot tool, and it just screen records everything that we're doing on there. And you just do that. And then they get the stuff and they start doing exactly what, it's not perfect. You're like, yeah, because I'm going to give you perfect instructions. No, you're not. You're Dan. I'm Rob. We're not going to plan it. We're going to just like wing the shit out of it. Angela's going to plan it. That's why, Sales Boost was a success. We just showed up, we just did whatever.
I don't like to plan either. I'm a visionary, not an integrator.
But you can integrate, and now we all know that. So now you're kind of hosed. It's kind of like this, Angela. It's like when I'm the one doing the dishes, it's pretty half-assed. I don't want to set the expectation that I can do the dishes well. So I'm just gonna there's gonna be some dirty stuff, and it's not all gonna get done. It'll be a minimum quality standard. But now, like, you did the dishes and you did them phenomenally, and now the cat's out of the bag.
Just on a bit.
She's setting that bar low.
So luckily, like all the things you're talking about that we hate to hire an admin because we don't have process. I mean, that's pretty much people in all kinds of businesses, right? They don't know what the processes are, what you described is that. I got you a special person that is not just, so an admin can be a couple things. They can be a person that executes tasks, an admin that works great under an integrator, that is efficient at tasks. You give them the process and they check the boxes, and they're meticulous about checking the boxes, making sure the processes are followed. That's one type of admin, and an admin a lot of people get in their business. Mm-hmm. I got you the integrator project manager. So that's a different one. If you're an admin and the first admin for a visionary entrepreneur, that should be somebody that scores high in integration and does project management. Because just like Rob said, we're Rob and Dan, and we have this whole picture in our head, and we just want you to create it.
Somehow
This is
know
an
what
easy
the
job.
picture of what we thought was going to happen. Make that happen now.
Make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. It's just a
So-
blur. It's an abstract formation of things. And all you got to do, it's super easy. All you got to do is like read my mind and put it in the right order. Just like
Yeah.
that.
I don't know why your design looks so different from what was in my head. You know.
So we talk
So,
about
Angela,
that
you
a
said
lot
it-
at the training. For our people,
Andy,
we say
you said
it's
an
very
admin.
entrepreneurial.
Rob, knock it off. You're delayed by like 2 seconds. So every time you talk. All right. Hold on. Angela, you go first.
Okay, Rob will talk. So as visionary entrepreneurs, yes, we have a bright, colorful picture in our head. But when we try and tell somebody that's a task person to do it, we don't give them the right colors or even an outline. So it is
I sometimes can give people like the first 2 bullet points of an outline, though.
so it's an integrator's job to ask the right questions, to get the right colors from you, and to create the outline so that they can then create a process to create the picture. But they first have to ask you the right questions to get the outline and to get the appropriate colors.
I dig it. All right,
All right,
Rob.
can I speak now? Is this better? Is this better now?
Yeah.
All right.
You're
So Angela, you said the admin under the integrator. Did you mean integrator or under the visionary?
So there's 2 types of admins. One that works
Uh-huh.
well under an integrator, and they're a task person.
Uh-huh.
They're what people traditionally think of as an admin. There's processes in place, and they follow the processes and make sure that they're followed. But if you are
Okay.
the first admin in a company and you're reporting to a visionary, it's best if you can project manage and create the processes, help create those processes yourself.
Gotcha.
if you're a Dan Rob, if you're a Rob Dan in VA integrator person,
Yeah.
then you got to do that.
So like you don't know the processes. So you need someone, and that's just like we just onboarded an admin to do all of CSR. And there isn't it's like, this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen with leads. This is what should happen with clients.
Yeah, somebody needs to communicate to them.
People
Communicate.
should get billed and communicate, and yeah.
There should be a checklist. I have a feeling there should be a checklist of things people should do, and my work here is done.
Go build that out.
Yeah, I hate making those checklists. I hate that.
I'm good at knowing when a checklist should be needed, though. I got that down.
Angela, so with your VA system, I always looked at it like, especially when Dan was struggling, like to bring somebody on, to look for people who need part-time or are underemployed and they're trying to get additional hours, but have that capacity to, hey, if it makes sense, jump in full steam. Do you do a lot of that, or is it typically like, hey, Dan, you want somebody, 30 plus hours, we got you. But if you need somebody like 10 hours, how does that work?
We don't do anything part-time. We only focus in career-based full-time placements.
Cool.
And the reason for that is, there's a lot of reasons the way it started that way. Traditionally, virtual assistants are freelancers, and they come from a culture of, because that's the way they survive, right? They're freelancing, they're doing projects. They might be doing 10 hours for you, 20 hours for you. But many times that'll add up to like 20 hours, 30 hours, whatever, but it's all during the same 8-hour American workday. So it's hard to know, and it's hard to be a leader to that and know what a capacity of 10 hours a day really is, or 20 hours a day really is. So I focus with the business owner on like, you will grow into full-time, develop a relationship with this person. There's lots of things you should be doing that you aren't doing in a business as well. Are you really following up with all of your leads all the way until they say no? How much are you nurturing those leads? And there can always be more client touch points. So even if you're just adding a CSR and you only think you need 10 hours a week, they can be doing more touch points on your leads. They can be doing more lead gen and more touch points on your clients until you grow, until they quickly grow themselves into that by doing a good job of getting sales.
I'm like sitting here
Great.
scribbling down a stream of consciousness that's going through my head. And We should take a commercial break in a sec here, and then we'll come back, and I could use you guys' help thinking through, like, what do we need to get off my plate? What would it make sense to delegate versus me keep doing? And audience could use your thoughts too. Jai, play us into a little commercial break here when you get a sec. We'll be right back with some more of this happy hour right here on Turfs Up Radio. Don't go nowhere.
Creating art from darkness. For over 20 years, Cast Lighting has designed and manufactured the world's most durable, energy efficient, and technically advanced landscape lighting products available at astonishingly affordable prices. Cast offers an all-encompassing line of products with everything you need to get the job done. Cast Landscape, their most durable product, is best-in-class, low-voltage landscape lighting made of solid bronze with integrated and drop-in LED technology. These fixtures are built to endure the most demanding environments. Source Lighting, a new division by Cast, is your source for professional grand landscape lighting made of durable brass, offering both integrated and drop-in LED technology, and backed by Cast, the world's most durable outdoor lighting. Cast Lighting gives you innovative, state-of-the-art, old-world craftsmanship with tomorrow's technology. Visit their website at cast-lighting.com today. That's cast-lighting.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Cress is North America's only lineup of battery-powered OPE that meets the needs of professional landscapers. Right now with Cress, you can save up to $2,000 per crew per year, supported by the revolutionary 8-minute cyber system. Cress equipment provides the same power and performance as their gas-powered counterparts, and Cress-made 60-volt CyberPack batteries charge in 8 minutes or less. Professional landscapers can finally make the switch to battery without sacrificing performance, power, or runtime. For more information or to find a dealer near you, visit Cress.com. Typical savings for a full-time landscaping crew of 3 users operating handheld power tools for 180 days per year. Having issues with your maintenance schedule? Want better routing and ability to track your vehicles when they leave the shop? Do you want to reduce your liability exposure with your vehicles that are moving billboards on the road? GPS Fleet Consulting uses cloud-based dashcam monitoring and can easily track your vehicle maintenance using real odometer readings. GPS Fleet Consulting can also assist you with live phone support and email support with guaranteed same-day responses. Yes, same-day responses. Stop wondering where your trucks are and start managing your fleet with GPS Fleet Management Systems. For more information, visit gpsfleetconsulting.com. That's gpsfleetconsulting.com.
I was just rocking out here behind the wall. Now I'm throwing the wall. There's a good bass drop in there. I like the bass drop. Little saxophone to get a little home service happy hour going. This would be, if I had a bar, I think this would be playing in the background. This would be like the background music in Dan's bar. Got a good vibe to it. Couple comments came in here on the Facebook that I want to hit up. This had to be Corey. I'm not sure exactly where this post came in. Generic Facebook user, but it's got to be Corey Hillary. Says, "Hey, you should let your insurance guy know any changes going on with your business. New employees." That's a good piece of advice. Hey, Corey. By the way, assuming that was you that put that, I have an employee starting in Texas now, so just heads up. Maybe workers' comp thing that we got to figure out. Thanks for the note. Ellie chimed in with a good one, and I think this is just like a good. There's some stuff in here, and I'm happy with how I did this in this business. I didn't always have this foresight, but to Ellie's point, she said, "Scale first is my trial and error. Fill up and then hire." I learned this within the last 6 months. I was coached to grow, but I found I wasn't scaled enough for the growth, and then in turn would lose employees due to lack of jobs. You need to overhire. I was just unaware of the stress it put on me as a business owner. And I think it's such a funny timing thing of this like push and pull. I have an inside view of it from being a part owner in Hire Lead Chill and helping Sean with that business. And we always say, always be recruiting. But one thing we learned, to exactly what Ellie said, is it's like, you always got to be recruiting, but you don't always need to be hiring. The hiring has to take place at the right time. I have, like, thanks to Sean, I literally have 3 account managers that I have hired within the last month. One that started full-time, one that was just super good. And I was like, we can't not hire you. So we just got to figure out some stuff you can help with. And so she started just this week when Jovi started. And I have another one lined up to start end of May, because we'll be slammed by then. So, and I have like 10 more that I want to hire. I just can't hire them yet because I need to keep growing. And I kind of had to leave them all hanging. Like, I don't have a job for you yet, but I will. And I still have I have a group interview tomorrow with 7 more people. I had one yesterday with 7 more people, and got to keep following up with them. So I think always be recruiting is I'm living that life, and I've never once regretted having a huge bench of people and like a priority list of who I'm going to start hitting up the minute we need to hire somebody. Like, I have 10 people ready to go that want this job and that I want on the team. My only job now is to get more of you guys to sign up with Best Damn Bookkeeping. Hashtag scan the QR code if you need bookkeeping help, because I got a lot of people I want to hire. On the admin side here, Angela, I started writing my list. By the way, you look today.
Larry?
No, you look like Angelina Jolie today. I don't know what you did differently. You just that's a look you got going on today. I don't know if it's
Wow.
I don't know
Thank
what I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
That's a wow.
You got that look going on today. It's cool. I feel like you should be like racing a car or something.
Must be the corona.
Yeah.
Must be the corona.
That's
Or that I just been in my workout attire.
you were already racing a car today. Yeah, I just came from the racetrack. Just bumped over from the
I was
racetrack.
like, maybe if I throw on some earrings, my shirt from the gym will just look like a good for all day.
You're out racing Pat Clark, trying not to break too many bones. Whatever Pat's into, mostly breaking bones. I feel like that's kind of his vibe. All right, here's you want me to give you my list of VA things that I think that I probably need help with, and then you can tell me that it's a stupid list?
Sure. I don't think it's going to be a stupid list, but
so definitely probably just like monitoring my communications in my life, the old like email, calendar, travel stuff. And I don't travel a ton. But I think somebody could manage that stuff for me better than I can. In that, honestly, like probably managing stuff with Marty and I and the kids, and like managing that calendar too, like a little personal calendar management for Dan would probably be useful. Like for me, but really for Marty, like for Marty's sake, for me type of thing, right? Like help me so that Marty's better off, I think is where I'm going with that one. There's I wrote these down and I'm trying to figure out like what order to list them out in here. We use monday.com as our like workflow management thing. So we have to-do lists in there when we have a new onboarding client, and then we like check boxes, assign people, move them around into different tasks. I think they could like own that. I think the team is checking boxes in there, but as far as like setting up new clients, assigning people, there's like automations and stuff you can build in there. And that is not like, I've built a few of them, but that's not a thing that I like obsess about. And so I probably could do a lot more with it. I'm just not going to. And so they could be the owner of the monday.com board and like keep making sure people are getting moved around and the notes are in where the notes should be and all that stuff. And within that, the billing process, because when we have clients in onboarding, Rob's coming back. We're letting Rob back in. When we have clients in onboarding, we need to like bill them every so often because we're charging them hourly. And I'm the worst. There's been clients that have supposed to been billed for the last like 7 days, but I'm the one doing the billing and I haven't billed them. Like I got to get in there and bill them. It's just so far down on my to-do list to go like send the invoices and click the button. And my schedule's full. Like I don't have time blocked on my schedule to go and bill clients. So it's going to happen at night, but I'd rather play with my kids and I got 3 new clients I need to send pricing to. So I'm doing that instead of billing the clients that we've already done work for. So just the invoice management right now, like that still falls on me. And that's silly that I've waited this long to like get that off my plate. Drew Larison in the house, generic Facebook user Drew Larison says, hello, fine people. What's up, Drew? Drew would be good to have on this show. At least he, if he was available, we could just have him on when the music turns on to dance, and then we can just dismiss him. And then when the music comes back on, he can just dance again. He's good. He's really good at it. It'd be awesome to have him on the show too, just for his input, but also just to dance. Look at this. We got a quad going. We got a quadfecta.
What's up?
Yo. I'm just listing out. Listing out all the shit that I suck at that would totally be better if I had a VA.
He brought me a new beer since he drank mine.
That's probably a good idea. Good thing you had more than one. Good thing.
That's good.
Look at JC's subline.
Did you get a new lime in it at least? Like
yes.
It did. He put a new lime in it. I'm saying, look at JC's subline under his name.
Angela's BF. That's a fair title. Now Rob's in a bar. That's a good spot too. We got good subtitles going. So Rob hasn't bought his building yet. He got sidetracked. He stopped at the bar on the way to go buy it.
Excited for Rob. That's incredible. I'm pretty jealous too.
And you're like, what was wrong with the last building? We're digression here. The last building was freaking badass.
What do you know?
It was way expensive. I was paying almost $7,000 a month, and the new place I'll own for like $3,500 a month.
I approve this message.
How big is it, Rob?
So it's gonna have like a 2,000 square foot shop initially, and then we're adding on another 4,000-ish square feet. We're just converting this property over. Yeah. So we got a tractor trailer to put everything in for the next like 3 to 6 months with this whole move and getting everything out of the current building and over to the new. But like, we don't need all of our bulk minis. We don't need the remaining half of the 20,000 tough clips that I bought from JC 3 years ago. That his staff was.
I don't think he ever paid me. I'll take that.
I did pay you for the clips. I did pay you for that. But you ate the overnight shipping that your staff did. That was like $1,300. That was. It's like, what part of $2,000 is shipped? That was insane. Insane.
But did you get them overnight? Did they show up?
Got them pretty damn quick.
Hell yeah.
I got them quick.
And then they sat there. The old.
Can I use some?
Okay. All right. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Follow-ups after demos. So like for a while, I'm going to handle the demos, mostly because it's my favorite damn thing to do. Like I get to talk to a business owner for an hour and like learn about their business. I don't know that I'd rather do anything else. I'm going to do the demos for a long time.
I love discovery calls.
It's just so fun. They're just so fun. And like I get to help and learn and sometimes there was one gal that I ran into at the CBF convention I was at, the Cleaning Business Fundamentals convention that Debbie does. And she like knew who I was ahead of time. And she's like, hey, I'm Bree. I'm from Alaska. And we're going to go hunting. And you're going to do my books for me. And I'm drinking one of these on our demo. And I was like, I like the way this is going so far. Like she was like ready to go. She knew everything she was getting into. So after I do a demo, usually I do like the first follow-up because there's just things on there. Like I take the notes and then it's a pretty easy follow-up, but there's nuances to it. And I could probably train somebody on the nuances of like how to exactly follow up from that conversation. But there's things in that conversation that dictate what has to be said in that follow-up to make sure we get the right access for the right reporting. But what I really need them to do, what I really need them to do is to follow up with people like Rob and JC who have both said like, yeah, I'm going to switch and have you guys do my books. And then I'm just like sitting here and I don't follow up. I don't follow up. Right. I'm too busy. But if I had an admin person, they'd be like, hey, JC, all I need is your QuickBooks access and I can do a good job for you. So I need a person to do like the second, third, fourth follow-ups because I have a ton of demos that I've done that I just haven't chased around because I'm just too busy. And so I need somebody that's not as busy as me that can chase these guys around and get their, all we need is like a QuickBook. We just need QuickBooks access. That's all we need. That's it.
Well, or even the admin that's tracking the status of where those people are. Like it gets to a point where, even when we were at Sales Boost and you were doing those group, discovery things with those other bookkeepers and whatnot, you're like, they need to watch those, see if they, like, hey, here's what I picked up out of it. Like, I want to see, what did you pick up? What did you think about Angela's body language and her questions and JC's, and figuring out, like, is this person missing everything that you're seeing? Are they seeing that, but they're seeing other things? Like Lily, our marketing person in the office, it's great just having her sit in on interviews because she's reading all the other things. I'm having that just surface level conversation, and then having that second person's like perceiving what's going on. They're reading I don't trust Rob, I think he's full of shit, or whatever else, instead of and then they once you see that, then you're like, all right, cool, I can trust Angela to figure out, like, hey, this person was a good fit, or I don't know how he feels about that, and then get the exact insight and then go from there. Like, that's the cool thing once you get that relationship going.
Yeah. There's I think a lot of things, right? It's like, oh, I'd have a tough time turning this over. I'd have a tough time turning that over. Like, realistically, if I'd have a tough time turning it over, it's only because I don't have a streamlined process and I'm winging it every time. So the other thing it would force me to do is build a streamlined process. Like, I have a template for follow-ups, but it's nuanced when it's different types of businesses or this or that, but somebody could still do 90% of them. And there would just have to be like a trigger that it's this follow-up or that follow-up or that follow-up. And if I had a VA, they could probably write the different types of follow-up emails for me instead of me just having one template and then editing the shit out of it every time when it is a nuanced one, because that's what I'm doing right now. And similarly, when we do sign up a new client, I assign an account manager, I assign a bookkeeper. In this case, I'm assigning a onboarding specialist to like help move it along faster. And then there's some things that I need to like document for the client to say, like, here's all the shit we're going to do. But all of that usually gets documented when I do the pricing stuff. And I think for a while, I'd probably have to do the pricing stuff because that's a little nuanced too. But after I have that list, then they could do that stuff for me. And like,
but I'll say, dude,
team going.
Even on like the pricing stuff, like Lily she's not my personal assistant, but she's so much fun to like just take her with. Like, we went out to do some Christmas like quotes for Ramadan. So Ramadan lights. But like, I'm doing the numbers and figuring out the math really quickly, and I'm spouting out a number, and then literally like 5 minutes later, I was like, what did I say we were going to charge for this area and that area? And she's just writing stuff down, and then she's putting in the actual estimate, which is great because like, and JC, I'd imagine that you're similar. Like, I'm looking at this building and you're like, $4,300 to power wash this building. I don't want to sit down at the computer later on and try to put all these things in, but like, I went around a gas station, three different gas stations today, and was like, okay, here's the pricing for this, and this. I just added it as a comment on Company Cam, and then she's going to take care of sending the proposal. If it's on me to get the proposal sent, good luck. It's going to take me like another week or two before that even happens, if I remember to.
I had one of those, our buddy Josh Taylor. He was asking for some help with the accrual basis stuff. And now in my defense, and this is just to give Josh a hard time if he ever hears this episode, he missed like our first two calls. And I gave him hell when he showed up on the third one. I was like, I think he missed 3 in a row. And he's like, no, it was only 2. And I did double check. He had only missed 2 of them, but we got him on the third time, and we can totally help him out. We're like going through the game plan. And that was like last week. And then I traveled, and then I had 2 people start on Monday. And just last night, I finally got him like the pricing proposal. Like, we had his QuickBooks access since Friday, but I was at a convention and drinking beers with people and doing my thing. And there was like time in between, but there was also 1,000 other things I was trying to do. And there's just like mathematical, mechanical things that if I had help, I could build the process for it, or the VA could build the process for it and pick my brain on exactly what to do. Right. Angela's just like laughing as stupid Dan, like, come on, Dan, you'll get there. You'll figure out, like, they're real humans and they have skills and they can do things for you. So anyway, follow-ups after demos, probably pricing stuff, getting people like JC to give us the damn QuickBooks access. That's their job. That's going to be the VA job. I also found, and this is like the nature of when we have a bunch of applicants on the recruiting side, is I've gotten lazy about following up. I mean, I was so good at following up with applicants. I'm not the one following up with applicants. Higher Lead Chill's doing all that. Once I interview them the first time and I got to decide if they're in or they're out, like a VA could do all the communication and the funneling after that for me. Once we know what we want to do with them, I'm just really bad at going back in there and saying these people showed up and these people didn't. And here's my notes on this person. Here's my notes on that person. And now, especially that I have like 10 people that are in line that I want to hire, I've gotten really lazy about managing that system because it's not a priority because I have so many good people. I just got lazy with it. So could do that.
Dude.
Drew Larson's just like guilt tripping me. He's just like my VA is so good at this. And then they're great at this. And like Drew's just rubbing it in. It's just like salt in the wound on me taking forever to get this thing going.
So I'll say the other big benefit is you being able to literally have, like, it reduces squirrel brain, or at least like the portion of your brain that was already focusing on the random task. It's like, hey, VA, can you look at this and figure this answer out for me? And instead of me getting sidetracked another 20 times to find out, like, hey, I got a notification from Verizon, so my bill went up. He like went through, did the logins, found the bills, found like the actual disclaimer thing. And then it's like my total investment in that's like 3 minutes of my life instead of what would have been 2 hours, and me being derailed from so many other higher level things. And then I'm not even thinking about those other tasks because I've delegated it quick. And you'll find it's amazing how fast, once you like, you're hesitant to trust at first, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, here's my wallet. Do you need my social security card too?
Yeah. Let me see what else I can give you access to make my life easier.
Yes, exactly.
I got
it's funny though, because it's not like it is. This will be your first admin role, assistant role, but it isn't for the people like that missed the beginning or have missed that part of it. Like you have 3 virtual team members.
Yeah, it's not my first virtual team member, and the crazy thing is like they've been so awesome, right? Which I think just makes it that much easier for me to be like, I need to do this. I know I need to do this, and I know I need this help. And the stupidest thing about it, like the most hypocritical thing about me waiting on this is I'm a coach. And like one of the first things I do is I'm like, you need to delegate the admin side. When you're doing administrative stuff as a business owner, like you're better off being out in the field. Like you're better off staying on the truck longer than you being the one sending invoices and doing that sort of thing. And yet here I am, like still the one sending the invoices. Partially maybe because I don't trust the system I built yet, which is another reason I need a VA is to like help me build a better system probably. I got 2 more things. We'll take another commercial break, and then I want to come back with your guys' list, listeners hanging out, Angela, JC, Rob. I want to get some other things that you guys can do. Plan. Was that your dance move, JC? Just a little The only other things I thought of were like Google Drive management and just like updating our email templates. Like nothing scientific, but that's the extent of my list. That's all I got. I feel like there's probably Angela's probably sitting over there like, oh, they could do a lot more, dumbass. Angela would never call me a dumbass in my face. We'll be back. We'll be back after these commercials here. Got to pay for the station, you know. Come back and hang out with us. Hey, it's easy for me to say. Hang out with us a little bit more on Home Service Happy Hour right here on Turfs Up Radio. See you in a minute.
True Fuel is a high-octane fuel precision engineered for your 2- and 4-cycle equipment. They use the most advanced synthetic lubricants and stabilizers in an ethanol-free fuel, improving performance, protecting your equipment, and saving you time. That means easier startups, smoother idling, and quicker trigger response, plus extended life for all of your equipment. True Fuel is ready to use and easy to store, helping your operations be more efficient and reducing maintenance costs. We at Turfs Up use True Fuel because we know it works and we know it's the best option. Check out TrueFuel50.com to learn more. That's TrueFuel50.com.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Are outdated spreadsheets and whiteboard scheduling costing you jobs? Or is a lack of consistency between crews causing your bids to differ from job to job? Or worse, delaying critical invoices and payments? Crew Control offers all-in-one business management solutions fit for every trade. From bidding and scheduling to invoicing and integrating payments, Crew Control provides real-time visibility into your crew's efficiency, whether you're in the field, in the office, or even on vacation. Manage your crews more effectively and improve business performance with Crew Control. Start your free trial today at crewcontrol.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, here's to all the women in the green industry. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
What's up, friends? I had a fun little moment when I was at CBF Live last week. We were going up on stage as vendors, and I was like, man, it was making me a little bit nervous because you get like 1 minute on Debbie's stage to like introduce yourself, and Debbie does a super good job. JC and Angela, this is like, if you've never been to a Debbie Sardone event, she does this better than anybody, which is she promotes the fuck out of her vendors, and it's like exclusive. I'm selfishly from a vendor perspective, it's exclusive. Like she only lets a handful of, and she's like kicked people out that have like tried to even sneak in. She has like select vendors, a handful of them. She promotes the hell out of them. She's very like, she'll kick them out real quick. Like there's always a couple people that don't come back. But it's like exclusivity, and she gives you like a minute on stage to get up and like say hi and give everybody your little, I'm Dan and this is what I'm doing here. And Sean and I are like the OGs of her conference. I think it was us and Michelle from Pink Collars and like one other company that were at like the first one where she let vendors come to her event. And now she has 500 people at this thing, and it's like the coolest captive audience. A bunch of them are already CBF members and a bunch of like new folks coming in, and it is like a tribe. It's super cool. They actually like, they call themselves the Buffaloes. They are the herd. Because buffaloes run into the storm. They don't run away from the storm. That's the thing. But so Debbie gives you like a minute on stage, and like if you get a minute on Debbie's stage, like you better. Diana told me Diana's Debbie's like, I'd say assistant, but I'd say handler. Like Diana calls the shots. And so like Dan is the gatekeeper. And last year she let me get on stage and do an hour of my dog and pony show. But anyway, like I'm up on stage and it's like my turn to say something. And now obviously like not at Blue Skies anymore. I got this new business and I'm like going through my mind, like how I'm going to introduce myself. And I grabbed the microphone and people just started cheering. And I was just like, whoa, what's up, friends? And then I was like taken back and I just like lost track of what the hell I was going to say because that like caught me by surprise. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm Dan from Best Damn Bookkeeping. Yep. And then I just handed the mic to Debbie. I was just like, I don't know what you say when you just got like an ovation. I don't know if anybody was standing, so I can't call it a standing ovation, but it was pretty cool. It gave me like the chills. Got an applause just for showing up. I think they were just thinking like, oh, if we cheer him on, like maybe he'll give us a free beer later, which I did. Got me some, what did I get? I got Coors Lights this time. I didn't go Busch Lights. I got Coors Lights. which I also got a lot of negative feedback for my new beer shoes not having Busch Light cans on them. I don't know if you guys saw that. I got a lot of hate
Yes,
mail.
you did.
JC started it, which I think you're not wrong. But I was just trying to diversify. But also, maybe I just need a second pair of shoes. You know, JC, you're on mute, by the way. I muted you.
That's like we
before.
have all of our Christmas shoes. You can't have just one pair. You got to have like 10 pairs.
No, I think that does one thing though, because like people are gonna literally stare at your feet looking for the Busch Light now. It's like, where's Waldo?
I don't think there's a Busch Light can on there.
No, there's not, which is
Yeah.
cool. So it's definitely gonna get people wondering, like, what the heck? It's a conversation starter.
When they sent me the design, what's up, Teresa McConnell? Teresa McConnell's in the house. Teresa's actually my best salesperson. She has a cleaning company. She's not on my payroll or anything, but she's my best salesperson. She's freaking awesome. I love Teresa. She's shit. Teresa, super good to see you. Like, because otherwise we don't get to see each other that much. But they did have on that shoe design, they had a Fanta can. And that was like my one pushback. I was like, no, like there can't be a soda can on here. If it was like a Coke or something, then you could argue that you could put some whiskey in it. But I was just like, this has got to be straight up beer cans.
Damn,
So
what kind
Dan,
of
the story's got to be that you got a cease and desist from Busch Light. You're on their radar now.
You know, like in today's world, I could see like getting a lawsuit from them, which would like, but like here you are like supporting them, you know, and yet like some corporate a-holes would probably tell you need to like stop supporting them because they didn't approve your use of their brand or some stupid thing. Anyway, they haven't done it yet. Maybe they won't. But I do need a pair of Busch Light shoes. When I told 72-hour print, like I wanted a pair of Busch Light shoes, they were like, that smells like a lawsuit. And I was like, for who? For you or for me? Like if it's for you, let's go for it. Like if it's
You're
for
like,
me,
hey,
maybe
here's $5 more. Let's go.
Yeah. What's it gonna take?
Dan, question for you.
Hit me.
Talk to me about this show. Like, who are the vendors there, and what's the show about, and is it worth going to?
So it's Cleaning Business Fundamentals. It's Debbie's coaching and consulting program. And so there's a few things that she does that's awesome and creates a following. One is she owns a cleaning company. She still does. She's still in the game. It's a multi-million-dollar business now, so she's not there day to day. But she started coaching a long time ago. She now has coaches that coach in the program with her, right? Because you can't, as we all know, like you just can't do it all. And they do a cool thing where like when you hit $1 million, you get a green jacket. And then when you hit like a couple million, you get, I think it's I don't know if it's 2 or 3 million, you get a gold jacket, and somebody's even hit 5 million. And so just the pictures of the amount of people on that stage year after year after year, and like the amount of green jackets out there gets a hell of a lot more. Like it's a franchise system without the cost of a franchise. Like you have to pay to be in the program. I won't quote the number because I'm not selling it. I don't know how much it costs. But you pay to be in the coaching program, but you get the business model and you get the community. And so if it's the right tribe for you, right, which like some people it is, some people it's not, but if it's the right tribe for you, there's proof in the pudding thing. And it's worked for a lot of people to scale their business. And Debbie has certain vendors that she likes to support because she's either used them or known them for a long time. And so you're kind of like in there as a vendor until you fuck up. And if you fuck up and fix it, you're okay. And if you fuck up and don't, you're out. That's just kind of it. And frankly, like Sean and I on the recruiting side, when we first started that business, we had some major fuck ups with Indeed and some other things that it was our fault for not like knowing that we were going to get screwed over sooner with some of our vendors, but we got in like some weird spots and we had to like hold ourselves accountable and take care of stuff. And when we were first starting the business and figure things out, and this was back in like 2019, this is pre-COVID stuff. But Debbie kept us around because we just always took care of everybody. Like if something went wrong, we held ourselves accountable and took care of it. And so she's just like, if you do that, you're in. And if you're a shyster and you screw people over and you don't deliver what you said you were going to deliver, you're out. And that's it. And she just can't, like, she's up on stage teaching and she's selling, right? She wants new people to sign up for the coaching program. And so the event is to get all the CBF folks together and to get more people into CBF. And so she has these vendors that are out there that are kind of exclusive and offer deals and reduce setup fees and all the things to her people. And the exclusivity thing just really works well, where she can vouch for you, and kind of like it's the tribe of attendees. It's like the tribe of vendors. I always joke every time, like Sotellus is there every year, Troy and his brothers and his dad and all that. And Nick, and we see him every time. And I'm just like, man, I feel like we're carnies. Just like go from like one show to the other, and we like see you guys and we hang out. It's like a road show. But we've seen them there like every year, and they're there every year because it's the same dudes, and they're the best dudes in the world, and that's why they get to be there. And that's it. And they just keep taking care of people and doing a great job. So it's a cool show, and it's nice from a vendor perspective, because it's just like, as long as you just keep doing a good job, you just keep getting to go, and you pay to be there. But it's also by far, selfishly, again, from a vendor standpoint, it's by far the best return for going to a show, because Debbie tells you, oh, like in that room, she is telling people over and over again, like every day, every minute on that stage, like, you better get out there and buy some shit from these people, because they are the reason we get to do a show, right? Like, they pay for us all to be able to do this thing, and they're here and they support it, and they do special things because you're in this program. So use their stuff. Everybody that's up here with the green jacket is using their stuff, right? They're not here to sell you shit. They're here to help you get a green jacket. So go use their stuff. And she just does the best job of like promoting the heck out of you. So it's cool.
Love it.
But don't fuck up, or you're gone. which is also like a good policy, you know?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Angela, what did I miss on the VA list? What else should I have? Is there anything where it's like, oh, Dan, they should totally do this for you and totally do that for you?
Well, my initial thought is I'm like putting the things in 2 columns. As you start with an admin, they can be both your executive assistant, like in your personal calendar, in all of your messages, both email, probably Facebook message, anywhere you're getting stuff. And then an admin in the business that's doing all the, processes of the business, the follow-ups, the invoicing and things like that. Eventually you're going to grow, and you'll get the most magic out of those being 2 different roles. And having an executive assistant that really is a life assistant that makes Marty's life easier, because somebody's managing you and is managing like your kids' calendar and different things in your life and your communication and all different things, like your travel and all that stuff. One person can do it to begin with, but they're trying to do the best for the business. It's a little like differentiated, are they supposed to mostly be managing you and help you, or are they supposed to increase the bottom line of the business and stuff like that? Like I said, it works at 1, but when you get to 2, that's awesome.
And right now, I feel like for me, it's probably like 98% business and 2% personal, just because my business business is personal and personal is business, and the calendar is one and the same. Yeah. And so that's where they end up overlapping, is there's going to be like calendar constraints of family things.
And it'll get crazier as your kids get older and all that.
No, they're actually going to stay the same age forever. That's the plan. They're going to stay cute and cuddly and adorable and never talk back to me. But
otherwise, these are great things. And I think the things that you do think are stumbling blocks, they'll make, the follow-ups from your demos. That would be like, for me, follow-ups from discovery calls. And I was always like, oh, I have to do those. Exactly. Because there's nuances. This is this kind of business, and there's just too many things. So what I turned it into in the process immediately after, because I also know that I might take notes, but most of it's really in my head. So immediately after I do a discovery call, I voice the notes, everything that we need to know and everything that needs to be done in a follow-up. That way,
I actually have, believe it or not, probably not, but maybe, when I'm on a discovery call, like I got my note sheet on the other monitor, and it's like in my CRM, there's an info sheet form that I built, and I could like post it on our website, but then the client would fill it out and they don't actually know what I'm trying to get at. And so when they fill out my Calendly link, I get some information from them. When I'm on the demo call with them, I'm taking notes on that intake sheet. And the minute I hit done, it goes into our CRM, and the admin would be able to like get all the notes there.
You're better than me.
The problem is I know half the people I talk to. Like if JC and I are in a demo, how good of notes do you think I'm going to take? So sometimes like half of the sheet's blank because I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's fine. I know them. Right. We'll know what to do because I know them. But if I have a VA, I probably like need to take notes, better notes. It'll force me to be a better man or something. Like the right thing.
Yeah, they'll build these and there'll be things like you mentioned. Monday.com probably has a lot of automations, just like most of them do now, that they'll build out systems of follow-up that you're not doing, like getting JC's QuickBooks information.
Someday he'll cave.
I'm waiting for you.
I'm waiting for you. Didn't we already have this talk when we were at Sales Boost? You thought you were waiting for me, and I thought I was waiting for you.
I mean,
you're waiting for me. You're waiting for me to remind you that I'm waiting for you. I think that's
my job was to tell you that you were one of the first 10, and that was in
September.
I remember calling you while I was on a lift and it was cold.
I don't know what it being cold.
It was before September. I still lived in Nebraska.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, we're out of time today, folks. Angela, thank you for hanging out. JC, thanks for jumping on. JC, I think you were off, but I don't know if you see this. I think Angela looks like Angelina Jolie today. She looks like she's gonna like rob a car. Take off. What was that movie with her and Nicolas Cage? Where they're like stealing cars and shit?
Not Fast and Furious.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, gone in 60 seconds.
Yeah, she's got that vibe going on. So if your car is gone and she's gone, she stole it and she's racing people.
Well, she's got a bottle of wine, some plate set, and dinner ready. So
look out.
Fast day.
Yeah, she's gonna steal some shit, and who knows? We'll see if she's back next week or if she's jailed. I don't know. Either way, it'll be awesome. It'll be cool.
We'll take videos.
Yeah. Don't drive too fast. Don't get pulled over.
Okay.
Or drive really fast so you don't get pulled over. It has to be one of the two. Don't drive like kind of fast. All right, boys and girls. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for the help with getting me some admin advice. I'm pumped. I'm excited to get some admin stuff. Angela, we should try to follow up and actually get them. We'll figure out when to start them and all that stuff. You guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder or something, and earn some pride. I'll be back on tonight with Coach Dave Mormon. Dave Mormon, who I don't think is actually a Mormon, but we're going to find out. He's going to be on the show tonight. It's going to be super fun. And we'll find out if he's Mormon or not. Dave Mormon, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. Be there, or just catch it on the podcast like you all like. We'll see you guys later.